What's going on, guys? Ty.funded here, back with another video. I know it's been a while, bro. It's been a while since I released some shit, but these markets have been terrible. They've honestly been terrible. But today I'm gonna cover my trade recap of Friday, May 16th. I know it's a little late, but I really did not have the time. So let's get straight into this shit. This was honestly my best trade so far this year. My best trade in terms of the whole trading idea and the trade plan and everything. Followed my rules. I did everything I could do. All right, so London session. London session open. London session open. And we were bearish. We were bearish for all of London session coming into New York pre-market. All right, so with that already, that's already adding to my bullish bias. On the 1 hour, we're coming down to an area where there's a lot of liquidity lying underneath all of these lows right here, right? But I figured with the type of volume we'd be getting, it probably wouldn't come down as low as here because we were at London low. We would have had to come all the way down 200 ticks. So wasn't quite expecting that. Now we had London lows swept as market opened, but I figured we weren't gonna immediately go up after that. All right, we have this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Let me clear this up a little bit. Have this 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here, and what I figured was gonna happen is that price is gonna come into it. Yes, and that's exactly what we did. We came into this 15-minute bearish fair value gap around 725, and we continue lower. Now, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. We tap into the bearish fair value gap. We go lower so that we can get a better entry. Now, we have this 15-minute bearish fair value gap all the way over here through all of this choppy ass market. Reason why I was using this is I know it's an old bearish fair value gap, but it's an inverse fair value gap. And it's right within the area where I would like to enter, or I'd like to take my entry. So 15-minute bearish inverse fair value gap. Why is it inverse fair value gap? Because bullish price action invalidated this bearish sentiment. So what would happen? We would tap into it, and we will rally. We will continue to rally. So I was also looking on the 1 hour, see if there was anything else. Same thing here. We have this big 1 hour fair value gap. Now what happened? We were bearish. This candle looked like we're going to respect it, but because of the bullish sentiment, we invalidated it. So same principle. We can use this as our confluence to get an entry. Just for extra confirmation, once I see it tap into it, that would be my entry point. We also had these 1 hour lows over here. These 1 hour lows, 1 hour equal lows pretty much. And I also wanted to use this because I feel like this is an area where price could also return to. We have this drawn liquidity on this 1 hour wick right here, and then these 1 hour equal lows, along with these down here, which I didn't exactly expect for, I didn't expect price to react to that around 8 o'clock. It did eventually, and we did continue to go up, but this was in PM session, going into PM session, 11 a.m. So back down on the 15-minute now. We had news. Let me go back to it. Friday, we had news at 9 a.m. Now, this kind of news, it can give a pretty good move in the market. So I would have originally wanted to long it up to here. These 15-minute equal highs. I would have wanted to take my longs all the way up to here. But we had this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And honestly, I did not think we could push past this before 9 a.m. I wanted to exit before we got any news in, because I know we would probably come into this fair value gap, reverse. That's exactly what happened. I mean, right here, sorry. We came into it, did a reversal, and as you can see, the news did fuck it up. So if I did stay in this trade, I would have gotten completely stopped out. So I followed my plan. Now, covering my entry. Within 5 a.m., we created the London low and we started rallying. However, this 15-minute bearish fair value gap made us come back down, back to these London lows. And as I said, I figured we tap into this newly created 15-minute fair value gap during New York session pre-market, and we would go down into the same 15-minute inverse and the same 1 hour inverse fair value gap. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't quite really go down too much into it, but what happened was the same 1 hour lows that I marked out were the same thing that was swept. So what happened now? I see price tap into this fair value gap at 7:30. We start reversing. So we're going to go for that liquidity and we're going to test this other 15-minute inverse fair value gap that I marked out, right? So I'm already seeing this as a really good setup. Keep in mind, I have not taken a win in a pretty long time. So I'm just staying patient, not entering too early at the sweep of London lows because I can see that we'd get a reversal and get a way better entry. So we came into the same 15-minute, tapped down into the 1 hour, and we swept the 1 hour lows immediately as I saw that. As I saw us sweeping, because this was a bearish candle, we came down, swept it, start reversing as I saw it sweep these 1 hour lows and come into the 1 hour fair value gap. I entered my longs. I put my stop loss at equilibrium of that same fair value gap. I didn't want to have such a big stop loss putting it all the way down here. So I put it in the middle of this fair value gap. Likely it wasn't going to stop me out. I was very confident in this trade. Go back on the 15-minute now. As I already said, my previous take profit was all the way up here, but I did not like what was going to happen. So as I was actually in this trade, we got this nice push where my entry was. Figured we were going to get a big reversal and we're going to get a big candle. So I wasn't going to wait on any candle closure confirmation. I already got all the confirmation that I needed, right? So entered right here, stops there, take profit up here. Now we had the same 15-minute fair value gap. I wasn't too worried about that still because I figured we would actually just push out of it. And that is what happened. But what I did now on the 5-minute, that same 15-minute fair value gap that we had a reversal during pre-market is where I actually closed my trade. Now, what happened? I saw us coming into it. I saw a price coming into the fair value gap. And at this point, it was 8:20. So I already expected there would be a reversal, probably sweep back London lows, which is exactly what happened. And we continue a little higher. Now, 8:50, we're approaching news. All right, so at 8:20, I entered at 7:40-ish, 7:45, somewhere around there. Because as I said, I waited on the reversal, 7:46. And I just didn't really move my stop loss. I didn't move my take profit. I just manually closed the trade right here. So I closed the trade right here. Once I saw price reversing from the same fair value gap, I was like, all right, fuck it. We're coming close to news. I'm going to follow my plan. I'm going to just secure this win. And we ended up getting a 1 to 3.6 risk to reward ratio. Made about $400 something. I'll pop it up on screen right now so y'all can see it. But still, it's a pretty good trade. I can't complain because this is the most perfectly executed trade I've honestly ever taken, at least this year. I was very patient waiting on my entry. I got all the confirmation. I was very confident. I entered on my 3 accounts and I continuously watched this trade because I was aware that there was some kind of big news at 9 a.m. It's not very big news, but I know it does create a big move. Now, I could have big balled it and just held it out all the way even up to London highs, but I wasn't trying to take that gamble on that news, expecting it to push GBP up. I was more anticipating it to actually push it down, and that's what happened. So I could have also traded this and traded the reversal, put in shorts, but I wasn't going to do that. I already took a win. I have no reason to do that. Even if I took a loss, I probably wouldn't have done it. So, very good trade. Very, very good trade. Perfect execution. Very patient. Very disciplined. Watched it throughout. Didn't trade with emotions, because once I did come into here, I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little bit of emotions, like contemplating if I should exit or if I should hold it. So I was already like more than halfway to TP. All I would have wanted was to come up here. So I was more than halfway to TP, as you can see, basically 200 ticks. And I just stuck it out, bro. And I just exited when I saw the signs of reversing and we're getting close to news. I followed all my plans. It's a very good trade. Despite the monetary profit, still good profit, of course. But I probably could have made more. But I don't care. I didn't get greedy. Follow my plans, follow my rules. I did everything perfectly. I got a very good entry. A fucking sniper ass entry. I could have even big balled it and put my stops below the same low that was created. Why would I do that though? I didn't want to get stopped out prematurely and then the price just runs to my TP. I don't do that. So hope you guys can take something away from this. What really got me this win was the fact that I was able to stay completely disciplined throughout the whole trade, and I stayed very patient. I could have entered too early, just seeing London lows get swept, right? I could have entered way too early over here during this choppy ass shit, same off of this candle. I could have entered off of that candle, but I didn't, because I know we're gonna get the reversal, come back down, come into my area of entry, my real area of entry, and get an even better risk to reward ratio, and not have this bullshit right here. I wouldn't have made as much, wouldn't have been such a good trade either. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm gonna probably do a video maybe this week about how to handle a losing streak while day trading. A lot of y'all be panicking and shit. When I go through, losing streaks can really play on your mental, but I'm gonna cover how you can always get through it and also avoid it, as in minimize your losses during that losing streak. I'm gonna cover a full video on all of that. With that being said, I'll see y'all in the next ty.funded video.
I just sit back, I pop blue perks, watch however that go. This, that, I get no fucks, so I won't never come home.